I don't want to sound like a freak, but I am sounding like a freak.
Okay, we're live.
Oh,
Just so you know. Okay.
so we have a lot of people today, right?
I don't know. Not yet.
Oh,
This is the picture.
I know. But you said we have a because of the picture. You were
It's just a
saying
picture. It's just a picture.
I know. But you said we have a lot of people because of the picture.
No.
Oh no. Then we
I was
have.
joking. It's
Oh
a joke.
right.
Joke.
I don't know. I'm sorry. You're terrible. I think my boyfriend take from the brain because he will think that I should be staying online, and I'm not. I look like crap. That's okay. See that? They're here.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, they're hearing you.
Okay. Hello. Look. Hello to them.
No.
No.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
I need glasses because it's long distance.
All right.
Right. We have Amy. Amy is always there. She's
Yeah.
so nice.
Drama is there.
Yeah. That's so
Dr.
nice.
Tom.
You're live. Yes, we are live. Every day we're gonna be live. poor, poor guru. But I mean,
She's running me ragged.
See, 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 see.
I have to be on call at any moment.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I know. It's juggling my work is a little bit weird, and him being on call.
Don't explain. They don't understand anyway.
See,
they're
no.
they're just transcendental fools out
Yes, yes.
there. Okay,
Oh, look,
let's.
thank you for sharing sound. Are we having sound or not?
Thank you for sharing SGHD. That's my name.
Oh, all right, Guru, of course.
Every day, Srila Gauridas is live. Yes. Well, we like to be consistent here.
Yes.
Don't you know? We're Brahmins here, basically regular.
Yes. And we will be so for some time.
Yes. Yeah.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Gotta get your page.
Hare Rama.
Let's get your page.
Okay.
Yeah, just look at it sometimes and then practice not seeing it.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. No, basta. We have a tongue here. And Hare ignoration. The tongue.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
bad
Krishna
breath too.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
These new people, they always carry all this baggage, man. Big bulldogs.
Big bulldog. I will show it if I could lift her, but it's a little bit heavy.
Big bulldog.
She's a girl, but she's heavy.
Got tongue in you.
Vení, Luna, ven acá, acá. Vamos.
There you go.
Acá, gorda, no. Ahí.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hey, no! So sorry. She was fighting the
Yeah,
But I mean, sorry.
it's okay.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Naughty baby.
No.
Naughty girl. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's try a different beat here.
She's a little damage there.
Huh?
She's a little damage. I think that's what.
It's not so bad. It could be
No,
worse.
I have to send it.
Yeah,
right?
because send
I'm
it.
gonna get a bowl or something.
Hare Krishna. So now we'll do another beat here. Let's try this one here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
It's a little hard for you there, so we'll try
Well,
differently.
I need to pee. How come you drink so much water and you never go to the restroom?
Good kidneys.
I need to go to the toilet.
Strong kidneys, man. Chanting Hare Krishna for 40 years will help your kidneys become stronger. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, we're both of them.
Okay.
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Wow, voice mode.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Monster voice mode.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Molly voice mode.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Karaoke mode.
Karaoke mode. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Want to read a little bit now?
See,
See?
and I want you to fix the
Oh, yeah,
reading.
fix the
I
reading
want you
thing.
to read the
Yeah,
comment.
sure. I'll fix it.
Guys, you want him to read because he has a better accent than me, right? We are.
He said no.
Please say, my accent is terrible. Please say, you. Who do you want to, us to read? Guru, right? My accent is terrible. Come on.
See?
Yes, please. Guru. Yes, please, he
No,
said.
don't listen to him.
Okay.
He just says the opposite of what should be done.
And Tuka says either. Yeah, because her. Oh, that's
See?
so nice.
See, yeah.
But I have a horrible accent, Tom.
Yeah.
But I will.
Okay, let's see. Look at this one. Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. He said, who is Karunas? Oh.
All right, so let's see. Knowledge of the absolute. Here we go.
Are we
This is nice.
continuing?
Well, we'll just read
All
this
right.
one too. This is chapter 7, text 1 in Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna read this, no? Oh, no.
Here we go.
Now hear, O son of
Prita.
Pritha Arjuna,
Arjuna.
Arjuna, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. See,
Purport.
purport. In the seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita, okay, the nature of Krishna is consciousness in fully described. Krishna is full in all opulences,
Opulences.
opulences, and how he manifests such opulences in is described herein. Also, four kinds of fortunate people who became
Four
attached.
kinds.
Four kinds? Oh, sorry. Four kinds, no kings. Became attached to Krishna, and four kinds of unfortunate people who never take the Krishna are described in this chapter. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
In this verse, oh no,
What did you do?
I don't know. Oh,
Okay, so let's go back to the books. Bhagavad Gita.
sorry.
It's okay. Chapter 7.
I think that Karuna Sindhu.
Mhm.
Oh. So where I was okay in the first okay. So in should I start here or where was I?
Let's see. Yeah, this one. In the
Okay,
first 6 chapters.
in the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the living entity has been described as non-material spirit soul, which is capable of elevating himself to self-realization by different type of yogas. At the end of the 6th chapter, it has been clearly stated that the steady concentration of the mind upon Krishna, or in other words, Krishna consciousness, is the highest form of all yogas. By concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely, but not otherwise.
Yeah, and you see, there's some details there that
Yeah.
that are mentioned in the verse, but not mentioned here. So he says, yeah, if you concentrate your
Thank you.
mind, but you see in the verse it says mind attached to me.
Yeah.
See, that attachment is very important. That's called bhakti lada bij. And if you have association, those who are already attached to the transcendental name of Krishna, it makes it easier to develop attachment, you get purified. And then you also, just by chanting, you become attached to that name. You be attached to the name is being attached to Krishna because he is his name. That's
Yeah,
a
of
spiritual
course.
truth. His name is non-different himself. And that attachment alone is hard to achieve except by the association of attached devotees already. And so then you now when see by mind concentrated on me when you go back
Yeah,
to the
on
thing,
Krishna.
yeah, in full by practicing yoga in full conscious of me, uh,
You can
with
know
mind
me.
attached me,
Yeah.
with you see mind attached to
Attached
me,
to me. Yeah.
the attached to the name is him, is
Yeah, of
Krishna, is
course.
God. Yeah,
It's God.
and you can know the Lord in full. See? And but the beautiful thing about that
Amazing.
is you think in full is that's it, you just in full, it. No, it's ever increasing fullness. It's an amazing thing. People don't know what that is in the world because everything is limited. But the Lord has unlimited fullness.
Yeah, I
It's
know
just
that.
he's full now,
Yeah.
and then more full, and then more full, and more full. It's just
Yes.
beautiful. It's just
Amazing.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but I forgot where we were. Okay. That the three concepts of the mind, the highest form of all yoga, we said all that. Impersonal Brahma,
Brahman.
Brahman,
It's impersonal Brahmajyoti.
Brahmajyoti, or localized Paramatma.
That's God in the heart,
Okay,
localized.
Paramatma. Realization is not perfect knowledge of the absolute truth because it is partial. Full and scientific knowledge of Krishna and everything is revealed to the person in Krishna's consciousness.
That's another thing needs explanation. So,
Okay.
what is the perfect realization beyond? See, Brahmajyoti is that oneness. It's that one energy that we're all from.
Yeah.
It's the effulgence of Krishna.
Yeah.
And then Paramatma is the Lord in the heart. Everybody has the Lord in the heart, and some people realize that they feel that transcendental presence. They call it bhav state. And then the full, see, it's all partial still. So the full realization is the personality of God. That's you can relish and taste his transcendental qualities. But that only comes by association with a devotee who relishes those transcendental qualities already. Those are
Right.
called the mellows, because it's too hard to attain that state by your own meditations and your own. You
Yeah.
need to have that association. That's called mercy. That's
Mercy.
how you get to that stage very easily. This is what most Vaishnavas in religion don't know. They think they know, or they proclaim they know, but they don't really know, because they can't demonstrate that they know. It's like speculating on what that means. They often talk, oh yeah, you should have association with pure devotees and Vaishnavas and all that, but they never take the association of living pure devotees, because they're hard to recognize. Um, um, so they don't do that. Often imitators come in there who are maybe like yogis and
I know.
renunciates.
Right.
They come in and they're austere, or they're Brahmins or sannyasis, or they're cheaters. I mean, some are sincere, but still, that's not it yet, just to be austere and renounced, and even sincerely so. But there are most are the insincere persons who just hypocritically, wear the dhoti and everything,
I
but
know.
they're
Right.
not really,
I hate
any
that.
of that.
Yeah.
So rare you find the person who really has got the real deep mercy
Yeah.
of understanding the Bhagavan feature. You can
Like
taste
you.
the name. That's how you know. I mean, it's actually really simple. You look for a devotee chanting the holy name in ecstasy, and you found the place. But it's so rare to see somebody doing that people don't even use that as a standard anymore. Because they just never seen it. They don't know what it looks like. It's all in the books, all over the place, chanting holy name. You sometimes cry, laugh, choke up, and these beautiful ecstatic symptoms, laughing like a mad woman or a madman, But when they see that, they still don't realize, because they need more purification usually. So to go then, otherwise you stay in religion. Religion there's usually a lot of hypocrisy going
Oh
on.
no. Yes, I
Yeah,
hate
a
that.
lot of people, just blindly follow rules and ceremonies, and then intelligent people give up religion because they think it's motivated. They could see the motives, just like you see intelligent people, even though they may not be religious per se, they see the motives of these politicians. They see
Of
that they're
course.
being cheating people. See, the masses don't know that. And in spiritual life, it's the same thing. In religion, the masses of Vaishnava, masses of, say, religious people are being cheated, just like politicians are lying and cheating people, not really telling them the truth. Well, we got that in religion. So Krishna even says, when you find the real path, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. But that's what you learn from a person who's attached to the transcendental nature of Krishna. You learn how to do that, and you're able to do that. You're able to follow that verse with mind detached to me. Because you start chanting, you like to chant. It's like you can't give it up. You want to chant more.
Yeah.
See, mind detached to me, and that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
If you get the mercy of a Vaishnava, what they say, or a person attached to God like that, then that's all you have to do. You know, even those who became attached to Jesus when he was here, these 11 persons, they ate corn on the Sabbath day. They broke that big principle that the Pharisees couldn't break. And the Pharisees were jealous. They said, well, how come they could break that? Well, they believe and you don't. Jesus he proclaimed it, I'm the Lord of the sacrifice. See, so if you take shelter of this very deep path taught by realized souls, if they're teaching it and not just throwing the rule book at you, because you're not ready or it's just not time, then you can attain this attachment to Krishna. And that's all you have to do. With mind attached to me, just chant the holy name to your heart's content forever. That's it. That's all I do. I don't need anything else really. Maybe just a good healthy diet and and live a balanced life. That's it. Get enough sleep. But no, I don't neglect this chanting process, regular chanting, and hearing and having these sadhu sanghas. That's it, man. It's so fun. And what a great way, man! What a great way to make spiritual advancement.
I got it.
Look at those faces of those people back there. They look happy, right?
Yeah.
See, that's because they're with our group.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. That's Govinda over there.
Oh, so they are part of the group?
Yeah.
Right.
That's that Karuna there. That's here. Karuna is there. And this is, Dean Smith isn't there.
Dean, thank you. You're kind.
This lady passed away.
Oh, really?
And here's Rangaleka.
Oh.
He doesn't show up much, but he's around.
And this one?
That's Govinda.
Govinda, of course.
Looks like a little baby, huh? Baby face.
Baby face. Okay, I'm going to continue. Is that okay?
Sure.
In complete Krishna consciousness, one knows that Krishna is ultimate knowledge beyond any doubt. Different type of yoga are only stepping stones on the path of Krishna consciousness. One who takes directly to Krishna consciousness automatically knows about Brahmahito.
It's Brahmajyoti.
Brahmajyoti.
Yeah, that's the oneness.
Okay. And
Paramatma.
Paramama. In full.
Yeah, this is another thing. Most people, they say, yeah, one who takes to Krishna consciousness, but what does that mean? You have to actually realize the transcendental mellows. You got to taste the transcendental qualities of it's called Bhagavan feature. See, it's the personality of Godhead. See, personality, the Lord, if you can relish his personality and his behavior and his qualities and in these glorifications, you could taste it to the point of bliss and ecstasy. Then you realize everything else. Because like if you look like 3 circles, the first circle you could say is the Brahmajyoti. Okay. And if you realize that oneness, that's all you know is that within that circle. Now the other circle is Paramatma realization. See, so within that Paramatma realization is also the Brahmajyoti. See? So, but the person in the Brahmajyoti doesn't realize outside that circle of understanding. Okay? Now, the third circle is Brahman realization. Bhagavan. See, the Bhagavan is the personality of Godhead. That's what you get chanting. You just by chanting and tasting, you develop this this taste. Your spiritual senses awaken. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. See,
it's amazing. Yeah. From the first day I got it.
Yeah, because you're associating with people that are addicted, so that makes it easier. Yeah. This shows you the process works. See, and so all those other circles are within the bigger circle. See, so automatically you realize everything within that circle, which is beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great path. Yeah, and so see, people doing yoga, they're trying to. A lot of times they don't know exactly what they're doing. Maybe they want to get healthy, or I don't know, maybe get some meditation, but the full goal is not realized even then. So it's like a step. But if you take to this chanting process, the goal and the means are the same. See, the same. While you're chanting, you start to very quickly realize the ultimate goal that these other processes and yogas are teaching. See, but you're doing it by directly going
And not
there.
what is said
Yeah,
here.
yeah. You're
Exactly
not
that.
going this, to
Yeah.
the try to realize Brahman, and then you got that's one
Yeah.
step. You go directly
Direct.
to the chanting, especially with a lot of Vaishnavas on this path don't know, and they're kind of lagging behind. Is they just need attached devotees like our sangha here. If you get that, then very quickly you become attached to the name,
Thanks for using.
and then by mind fixed on Krishna's name with taste, this transcendental awakened taste, then very quickly you attain perfect realization. That usually takes millions of lifetimes. Maybe many lifetimes
Oh,
of
okay.
different endeavor.
Yeah.
It's very amazing. Special mercy. Yeah.
By practicing Krishna's consciousness yoga, the absolute truth, the living entities, the material nature, and their manifestations with paraphernalia.
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 Yeah.
Let's say it in Spanish. Paraphernalia. That is the same word.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. One should therefore begin yoga practice as directed in the last verse of the sixth chapter. Concentration on the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotion service in the 9 different forms, of which
Shravanam.
Shravanam is the first and most important.
Shravanam is hearing. See, by hearing from a realized soul, you get purified very fast.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then you get very attracted to this chanting very easily.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there are people doing this process of devotional service for 40, 50 years, and they're not as attached as many devotees here that may come even a few days. That's how powerful association is with devotees deeply attached to Krishna. Could you imagine if these Vaishnavas understood that? Proof they don't understand that is they're not hanging out with devotees here that are so deeply attached they can't even discern that it's the real deal. They've never been taught that. Their gurus can't teach them that, haven't taught them that. Therefore, they don't know. The only alternative is if somehow or other they're fortunate to come here and we can teach them all these things. We can teach them by the book, actually, not speculating on book, not creating checklists of different things, of standards that are not in the book. We just use the real book and teach people what are the real standards, and then then who is a qualified guru. Who has the real mercy of Lord Caitanya? What is that mercy? That mercy is ecstatic devotion, the ability to love Radha and Krishna. And it has symptoms if you really do. If you really do, you have ecstatic bliss. You love to chant the holy name. Sometimes you cry, sometimes you laugh, sometimes you choke up. These kind of things, they're all listed in the book.
Yeah.
So what's the difficulty, the problem? Oh, envy, jealousies, competitions.
Oh, yeah.
This is causes blindness. It causes blind leaders and blind followers,
A lot of that.
blind guides,
I know.
blind followers. See? So that's what we got to deal with here.
Sí.
What's going on here? What's going on? Well, just come and hang out and find out. Maybe come a little earlier next time. You get another chance because we do this every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Not the same time because it all
A few
depends.
times a day. Just become a follower.
So we do it every day.
Become a follower. We're not going to charge you anything to become a follower.
So,
Yeah.
where was I?
Down here somewhere.
Okay, so there was a part that says hear me out.
Oh, here we go. We start here.
Okay. No one can be greater authority than Krishna, and therefore by hearing him, one receives the greatest opportunity for progress in Krishna consciousness. One has therefore to learn from Krishna directly or from a pure devotee of Krishna, and not from a non-devotee upstart,
Upstart, puffed
upstart,
up.
puffed up with academic education. This is like what you were saying, the
Yeah,
same thing. Yeah.
exactly. See, yeah, you see, and you got to listen to direct Krishna directly. That means, hey, were you Arjuna? You got to wait for Krishna to come. That'll be 4,320,000,000 years before Krishna comes. So you better get lucky and find a real empowered devotee who is attached to Krishna. And we got quite a few here now. You know, it's amazing. And so that's why you see a lot of people are connecting with the Vaishnavas out here in our group and becoming inspired. You know, they're coming to their classes and getting inspiration and making advancement because this is an empowered situation here. It's very
Amazing.
special. You know, yes. You know, Maria is an example of that
Yeah.
mercy. You know, she's
Yeah.
we're picking it up.
Straight away,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
I want to be glued to you.
Yeah. She's not interested in what do you call the arrogance. Remember, she used
Oh,
to said
no.
she used to be arrogant. But she could preach to the arrogant people. There are a lot out there. There's
There's
so
a lot out there.
oh, we know everything about Krishna. Yeah. Oh, we don't need to be taught. We can do it on our own. Yeah. So anyway, it's natural. People, it's a stage. People going through different stages. So we're here for those who are ready to listen, and then the word goes in so nicely. It's beautiful. It's a really nice. It's a nice path. It's the best path, actually. Really, to be honest with you. I mean, you can't find a path of ease like this. So easy, so powerful, and you go
Yeah.
right to the goal. Like that, most paths, you don't even know where you're going.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. It's a big one. It must be
There's a
Tom.
Bible
It's probably.
written there.
Oh boy, Tom. Yeah, that's a big one there. Yeah, go ahead, read this.
So I'm going to finish this. It says,
Yes.
in the Saram, whatever.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
So, this process of understanding Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, is described in the second chapter of the first canto as follows.
Regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah. Just
Okay.
read the English here. To hear, yeah.
To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita. Did I say that?
Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. Is itself righteous
Activity.
activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotees who constantly engage in hearing of him.
See, that's this process is just hearing
Absolutely.
you just hear from the devotees, Bhagavatam and this Gita, and discuss them, and then you start to feel this God in your heart awaken, is because you start to feel the highest pleasure, and you start to see what's beyond the veil, which is actually our Lord, our world. It's our Lord, it's just, yeah, we're all connected to that. There's a veil there. The veil is this Maya and these anartas. Anartas are these arrogant things and competitions and all of this energy. Yeah, and so when this is cleared away, then you have this connection beyond the veil. See, no more veil. The veil when you
Yes,
get
of course,
when you get married, they put a veil, then they take the veil off, and you see the woman's face. It's kind of like that with God. There's a veil; you don't really see the real face of the Lord.
Yeah.
And then the veil is taken off by this process very quickly, and then you're looking at your beloved now. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. And then the Lord will send you people to awaken. Like here.
Yeah. Like now that we have a lot of people, no?
Yeah, I see them all back there.
Yeah. I don't know how many. So, in this way, devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge, as he hears more about Krishna from the
Bhagavad
Bhagavad
Bhagavad Gita.
Eso, and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional
Service.
service of the Lord. This is exactly what you just said,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Very good.
See, it's devotional service. It's you're serving the transcendental qualities and name of the Lord. See, people think, what is that service and everything? Well, the Lord, God, thinks that's the greatest service because it makes number one. See, okay, if you look at behind the veil, see, most people don't know this, but it's all about pleasing God, pleasing that
Yeah.
source. See, so those who are deep in this and are purified, they say, "Oh yeah, it is about pleasing the Lord and doing sacrifice to please the Lord." And ultimately, the easiest, most beautiful, the most perfect, the way to make the Lord the most happy is actually this pure devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering the name, the fame, the pastimes of the Lord. You know, either one process or three processes of this or all processes, whatever basically awakens your ecstatic worship. See, that ecstatic worship is the highest pleasure of God. See, and that's shown only through his real devotees who have gotten the real mercy of the Lord to engage in this pure devotional service. See, the Vaishnavas in Vaishnavism now, they teach you got to work up to it. It takes many lifetimes, and you got to engage in strict processes and all that. Well, that's what they call sadhana siddha. You become perfect by your own actions, and it takes many lifetimes. But if you get the mercy of a realized soul, empowered with this real bhakti and real knowledge, see, that's confirmed. And then you get then you get it in this life, and you get it easily, very easily. And then you get so much mercy that that's all you have to do is just open your mouth and chant the holy name and let the tears flow and the laughter and the ecstatic relish, the bliss, and that's it.
I
That's
see.
it. Yeah, and that's the greatest sacrifice you can do for God. But not everybody can do it unless you find this path here. This is what Prabhupada is really talking about here. This path. You find a real devotee who has the real mercy, who is purified and relishes these names and has the ecstatic symptoms in their temple, which is the body, manifesting. When you find this path, that's all you need. You need, just by even thinking of those devotees, you'll feel ecstatic, just like many of our group members here. And that's the greatest path. It's wonderful, and whoever finds it is most fortunate. You'll find the greatest happiness finding this path.
Amazing.
Yeah. In this very life, even.
Yes, of course. Mhm. So, as he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita,
Bhagavad Gita.
yes, and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of
Modes of passion. Yeah.
passion and ignorance,
Yeah.
and thus material lust and aversive are diminished. Like
Yeah.
avarasya.
Yeah, you see how he's just
Yes,
he's
yes.
not preaching the full thing
No.
here. He's preaching he's preaching Vaidhi Bhakti by doing this difficult path of becoming a Brahmin and being regulated and lifting yourself up by your bootstraps, and gradually you'll be purified of passion and ignorance. But he didn't say goodness, see, because that's how you reach the path of goodness, is by that strict discipline and everything. But if you're lucky, and you find somebody who tells you, oh, by the way, let me tell you what Krishna said to Arjuna, transcend all the modes of nature, see, by faith in me. See? By faith in the confidential truth about Krishna, you can transcend all the modes of nature. That's if it's being given, like Prabhupada, it wasn't given for him to reveal all about the full mercy of Lord Caitanya. That's why he helped set the stage and just give the Vaidhi Bhakti practices and the ceremonies and get to know Krishna a little bit, because nobody knew Krishna. Dry out. Most people were drug addicts that he was preaching to, or they're taking LSDs and they're all, just,
Yeah.
hippies. They were hippies back then. And so anyway, he dried them out and, set the stage and get people introduced to Krishna a little bit. And it culminates ultimately in hearing the confidential message. And that's what we're doing is the finishing work. This finishes the job. Be confirmed. This finishes the job. Freddie says, Maria is lucky to have such a close association being directly situated pure devotion.
I agree, Freddie. Thank you. I agree.
Yeah,
It's amazing. It's amazing. I agree 100% with what you said.
yeah.
It's amazing, and it happened like that out of the blue, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank God.
Yeah. You see, fortunate. See, that arrogance was important to go through that stage because, you just,
Was
see, it's
I
a
arrogant?
stage. No, before.
Oh,
Remember you said you were
oh, when I
arrogant.
was young,
Yeah.
my chunk, like I'm almost 47 in
Yeah.
May,
Yeah.
and I never thought I was an arrogant person because I always was humble,
Yeah.
and I was a loving person, and I would always give. But
Mhm.
then my mother used to say you're very materialistic because I used to like, well, I still do like to have the nice life, and
Mhm.
I would do anything to have the good life.
Mhm.
And my mother used to say to me, then it doesn't add up. You saying that you're spiritual, but then you like so much the material world. You're materialistic. That's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. Some people can like
Yeah.
both. It's all right.
I think like today, I got detached absolutely from every material aspect of my life.
Mhm.
But when I get the opportunity to have a little bit of a good life again, then I would.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. The
Okay.
main thing is, see, it's not about all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's about getting the right associate. You
Yeah.
got association with devotees here who are attached to Krishna. That's all you need. And then you just get attached to Krishna. Just be normal.
Yeah.
Don't have to try and put on
No,
pretenses or
no.
try,
Never.
or try to show that you're, detached. You
No.
just be yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
No one even knows. All of, like the last 9 years that I have been living in Playa, no one knows anything about
Yeah.
my transformation.
Yeah.
People, whatever people want to believe, they can believe. They
Yeah.
think I don't care. What I mean is like
Mm.
you do transform. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But it took me 9 years
Yeah.
being here to get to this level. It's like,
Must have been a good place for
oh
you.
my God, no, I understand now why they threw me here.
Yeah.
It's a very good place. Yeah. So, where were we? Material last and apparently this diminish. Okay. When these impurities,
Impurities.
are diminished, when these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes
Liven.
enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually um, the quick path to that. That's exactly what happens here. People get purified very quickly, and at the same time they get attached and they get purified really quickly. And the more this stuff comes off, the more steady you become. Like you could see the videos of many of our students from the past 4 years, and you see them flip flopping a lot of times. They go from Krishna son, then they go through the purification of their conditioning, and then it's and then it becomes more and more steady because more of this stuff is released.
Yeah.
Whenever you do real spiritual practice, you're going to be emptying out many things, and so that's part of the process. It's beautiful. And then you get more and more steady and more blissful. And then people don't see you going this flip flopping thing so much.
Yeah.
One day on, one day off, one day on.
Yeah.
But whatever, that's good. It's honest to go through what you got to go through, but it's
Yeah.
all on its way out. See, a lot of
Yeah.
confirmations.
A lot of confirmation. Yeah, I believe that my process was steady, slow, but it's always steady and slow. But it's a process that it doesn't go all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the person. Of
You
course.
just wherever your process is, you come here, you'll engage in it. It'll be apparent what your process is.
Okay, what else? What other place?
Yeah.
Okay. So, where was I?
I think down here.
Down here.
Yeah. See right there, enlivened by devotional service.
Devotional services. Yeah.
Enlivened means you start chanting, you start to
Yeah.
feel the life. You start to feel enlivened by doing it. It's not just a practice, like you're practicing. You ever see people practice an instrument? They just unless they're they get the good feel for it.
Yeah. So the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhagavad Gita or yoga serves the hard note of material
Severs.
um, the hard note of material affection and enables one to become at once to the stage of asa,
Ashakti. Where is it? Asamyan. Yeah, Samaga. Okay, well, something Sanskrit.
Understanding of the supreme absolute truth.
Yeah. That's another thing that happens pretty naturally in this path is severs your material affection, and material affection is
What did I miss?
It's just not really it's not really real. It's full of faults. It causes you weakness, and but that happens naturally. You start to become free of that, and then you because you get spiritual affection. Spiritual affection is beautiful. It's pure. There's no fault in it. That attachment to Krishna keeps you protected. And let me get rid of this thing here. There you go. Yeah. It keeps you protected from all inauspiciousness. It's really great. Whoops. Yeah.
We can continue, right? But
yeah, sure.
One needs to know that I won't be on the phone.
Sure, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, go ahead and read this one. We can start here.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Let's see.
I'm sorry. Yes, that's what I want. Once of many thousands among men.
This is text number. This is number 3. Text number 3. Yeah.
So, out of many thousand among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Mm-hmm.
So true. So I'm gonna go to the poor part.
Purport.
Yes. There are various grades of men, and out of many thousands.
Hold this towards you because you're fading out on that.
All right.
There you go.
Okay. And out of many thousand, one may be sufficiently interested in transcendental realization to try to know what is the self, what is the body, and what is the absolute truth. Generally, mankind is simply engaged in the animal propensities, namely eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, and hardly anyone is interested in the transcendental knowledge. The first six chapters of Gita,
Gita, yeah.
okay, are meant for those who are interested in transcendental knowledge, is understanding the self, the super self, and this process of realization by Jnana Yoga,
Jnana yoga.
Jnana Yoga, Du, Dhyana Yoga, and discrimination of self from matter. However, Krishna can only be known by persons who are in Krishna's consciousness. Other transcendentalities may achieve impersonal
Brahman.
Brahman realization. For this is easier than understanding Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Person, but at the same time, he is beyond the knowledge of Brah- Brahman
Brahman.
and Paramata.
Parmama.
Listen, the yoga and Jnanis are
What? Gyanis.
Jnanis are confused in their attempts to understand Krishna, although the greatest of the
Personas.
impersonalities,
Sripad Sankacharya.
Shripad has admitted in the Gita commentary that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah, in essence, I mean, that's a long and complicated thing, but in essence is whatever other paths you do, you cannot understand Krishna in truth unless you hear from a realized soul. If you do, then you can perfect whatever thing you're doing. So you can you can understand Krishna as far as like up to this oneness thing. You can understand his effulgence, but that's not full understanding. You can understand God is in your heart. That's still not full understanding. But if you want to understand everything, you associate closely with a person who doesn't speculate on what God is and all that. That's where most people are caught in this. They're fantasizing. They don't know God. They don't really know the deepest level of it. Yeah. So all you have to do is associate with somebody who chants the holy name in ecstasy. That's it. That's what Lord Caitanya said, showed. The people who associated with him, he chanted in ecstasy, relishing mellows. And that means he relishes the transcendental qualities of the personality of Godhead. That's it, man. And you can't speculate your way there. You got to get the mercy of a Vaishnava who is preaching the confidential truth. And then you can do it easily. And these persons, like many of these sannyasis and Brahmins and gurus, they refuse to do it. They just not, they're arrogant, still have this arrogance. They think they know everything, and they're often puffed up by their scholarship and their following. Really, that's really, and so persons like Maria and others who just come and listen, they're following the highest path, which is just associating with devotees who really understand and know Krishna in truth. They can taste his transcendental qualities, okay, and relish those. And then you can do that too by their association. You'll just start doing it automatically, like many of our students here. They love these books. They don't speculate on. They just relish it. They taste every word, or they hear these talks and they relish hearing these talks because I'm not speculating. I'm coming from my own experience and from the books experiences. So it's very powerful. You listen to that, you're going to realize things very fast. You'll have spiritual experiences, which people do here. Everything that you read in this book and these books begins to come true in your life because you found the real place where God is working on this planet in a spiritual dimension, which is rare. He's working in different levels, like in the mode of goodness, you could say that's God is working there, and there are a lot of good people teaching good moral paths and everything. But to find where the Lord is transcendentally working and delivering people out of this whole universe, that's another thing. And that's here. That's where what we're doing. Very rare place.
Amazing.
Yeah. See, and that's why you see out of many thousands, See? Look at this. Out of many thousands among men, one may be endeavor for perfection. So people coming here, you see, we don't get like big droves, one by one. A person like Maria, she's naturally a spiritual person, and always in her mind about spirit, and thinking about truth and stuff like that, trying to find it. See, and also, kind of a lot of people that come sometimes have that kind of desire for truth, and also usually they've kind of just kind of burnt out trying to get it on their own because they tried and it's frustrating.
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure it on my own.
yeah, it's frustrating.
Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, and it's good. It's like that's mercy, so that then you're open to hearing.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And some people just come because they're suffering. They might not even be interested in truth, but there's, because in this message, there's anybody can come. Even if you're not very smart, you could be retarded. Really,
Yeah,
sometimes we
of
get
course,
a
of course.
person
It
that have
doesn't
mental
come- yeah,
problems,
that's-
Yeah, if you just come here and you like the people here and you make friends, and you can get the mercy and you'll become spiritually advanced naturally. You get purified naturally.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a wonderful
Nice.
thing for everyone. You could be a demon. I don't care. Come here, little demons.
I need to excuse one second. I need
Yeah.
to feed my dog.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Time to
3
eat.
hours. Ago, she had fed her policy.
Wow. Yeah, I think we'll kind of end it now because my voice is coming.
Oh, honey?
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and we'll see you later on. Huh? Thank you.
Thank you.
Time to feed the dog.